This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
Hello. Please listen to this important message. Your student loan has been flagged for forgiveness. We are able to remove your payments today.
What number do I call? I need to get on that.
Sign me up.
No, actually, since 217 Recovery is a 501c3, if you work for the company for 10 years, you get it forgiven. Well, you have to keep making payments on your student loan for 10 years. You have to keep making all the payments, but then after 10 years, forgiven. But Trump wants to do away with that. And, you know, not to get all political, but I was not a big fan of how he tried to attack Joe Biden's son for having a substance use disorder.
Right.
Not a big fan. And I was under the impression that Trump's brother died.
Yeah, I don't know the details on that. I don't know.
I don't know. Who knows? You know, maybe he didn't want his brother to die from that, so he changed it. I don't know. That's just why I heard that a while ago. So you think he would have hit home a little bit more, but that was a little low blow, and you know, again, just shows you that he doesn't understand
a lot. Sorry,
but you know, and that's just his class. I mean, the fact of it is there are different classes of people, and I give you a hard time because I say you're upper middle class, and
I don't know why.
Like working class. the upbringing. But I don't know. And like, seriously, like, that's why people in recovery, we hang out together because we're like-minded. We have that in common. You know, same thing with upper middle class. You know, they have swimming pools at their schools. You know, working class people usually don't. But that's funny.
I didn't have a swimming pool at my school.
Oh, you didn't?
No, they do now, but not when I was going to school. No.
I think my high school finally got a gym. That was pretty cool. We used to have to play all of our sports outside in the parking lot.
Really? Uphill?
No, not really.
Both ways?
No, but I mean, the people that's what they do is they hang out together, and it just shows what little he does know about addiction. And, you know, not that he has to know about addiction, but just to kind of make that remark was just kind of like, eh. Personally, I don't like either one of them. So, whatever. That's as political as I'm going to get.
Well, I mean, I grew up in my community was like a farming community back in the day. Saline was, you know, not what it is now. I mean, it was always, I guess you can consider, you know, a richer community, but it wasn't, you know, we had people of all economic status that went to our high school. I went to our school in general, and just, you know, it's not like every 16-year-old had a car. But, I mean, we were right next door to Ann Arbor, and Ann Arbor has a lot of you know, money there, but it's also a lot larger.
Okay.
So, but, yeah, Saline's gotten way bigger than it was when I was a kid. I think I graduated with, like, 204 people or something.
Wow. We had 41.
Yeah. Really?
No.
Oh.
No, but all right, that's enough of that. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. I wasn't a big fan of that comment.
Yeah.
And the fact that he tried to throw a low blow, and I think that, I mean, whatever, man. Like I said, not a fan of either. How did we get this? How did we let these politicians take us down this path and give us this crap option? It's like if I went to the doctor and they're like, "Which testicle do you want removed?" And I'm like, "Neither." Like that's where I'm at with this. You know, it's like neither. Well, what's the left one? I don't want that one. I need that one. What's right? No, I need that one too. Why do I have to choose? Like, give me this. I'm just going to vote Joe Rogan. You know, because there's that one guy. I don't remember his name, but I saw a TV advertisement, and it said that he's going to fight COVID.
So, that's good to know.
I want to see like what mask he's wearing. I want to see like how he fights COVID.
Right.
He's like out milking cows in the field. It's like he's a worker. I'm like, yeah, he is. That's a bowl, son. Wrong
my
cow,
God.
wrong cow, man. But so today, how was your day? You had a little.
It was good. I had a busy day. Yeah.
I wanted to make a bet with you as well.
Oh.
I don't know if we should do it now or later.
Go for it. Bring it. What's your bet?
I bet that you, and I don't like betting like this usually, but I feel pretty confident. I bet you, well, I hope you stay sober the rest of your life, but I bet you'll stay sober till June.
I'll take that bet.
All right. Wait, so we both think that you're going to stay sober?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not betting against myself.
Yeah, that'd be pretty stupid.
I don't know where you think that's going to go.
That was definitely not thought out well.
Right.
Well, you had a busy day. I had a busy day. I took 3 different people. I had to take here to there and this and that, and from kind of a treatment atmosphere. And I don't know. I didn't really feel so hot about where they were at, and it's like, I don't know. I felt not sad. I mean, it just seemed like I was trying to put myself in their shoes, and I wouldn't have liked to gone to any of those. I don't know. It was just really uneasy and kind of sad for me. And one guy I talked to quite a bit, and just trying to get to know him and listen. And we were talking about his kid, and he was, he hasn't talked to his kid in a while. He's 26, his son, and he was talking about that, and I started talking to him about, so like, how did you find out? Were you married? And he was like, yeah, I was married. And he was talking about how he came home from work, and his wife was just kind of being a little. He's like, I could tell something was up, and then she just kind of dropped it on him, like, oh, guess what? I'm pregnant. And he said he was so happy and so excited, and I could tell that he was thinking about happier times, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts talking about in the birthing room, is that what they call it?
Yeah, delivery room.
Yeah, delivery. That's fine. Yeah, delivery room.
If you want to get all technical.
Well, he was talking about how he was in there and how that went down, and he just said he was kind of like taken back, and then he started talking about, he's like, and then when I saw the head come out, I was like, oh, you got to see that? Like, I don't know if I could ever do that. I don't know. Maybe I could. I don't know. Like, but it was good to kind of get that kind of emotion and that kind of thought out of him. Like, to a person in his life that he absolutely loves, and he gave his son his first name is his son's middle name.
Okay.
And my stepdad and mom did that with my little brother and sister.
Mm-hmm.
Their middle names are of my stepdad. Like my little brother's middle name's Michael, and my sister, middle name's Michelle. So I thought that was kind of cool. I was like, yeah, I can kind of relate, to doing that kind of thing. And I know people have done that. But just being alone, like if you leave treatment, you go somewhere alone, and you don't have transportation. If you're on a fixed income, what are you supposed to do? And I was talking to him about meetings, and he's just like, yeah, there's none that are close, and there's a dial-a-ride, but I guess they're so inconsistent in the city he lives in. He said, yeah, I can call them and tell them to be here at 6, and they'll show up at 8. Mm-hmm. There's no, hey, I'm sorry, there's no call, we're going to be late, and I don't know, it just sounded like not a very good situation to be in. And he was talking about how he wanted to move to Utah to be closer to his other brother, and the brother that he lived with in Michigan passed away like a month or so ago. And I'm like, oh, that's got to be tough. And just going through all that, and then going back to the place alone, it's just, I don't know, I just felt not bad for him, maybe worried. Mm-hmm. Because if I was in his shoes, I don't think it would be good. I think I would fall right back into it very easily.
Yeah, the mentality that you have about what your next step is, like literally after you walk out the door of rehab or treatment is so important, to kind of keep that mindset, like, I'm going to do it, like, and whatever challenges are ahead of you to, figure out how you're going to do it. And we talk a lot about making a plan, for when you leave and where you're going to go and how you're going to handle things like, getting to meetings or, creating whatever your network is of individuals that you're going to be, around when you're there.
It's important. It's
huge. It's a big deal. And yeah, if you don't have one, you need to create one. And that seems like a lot of work, but it can be done,
And he was talking about he wanted to volunteer at the hospital because, like I said, he's on a fixed income, and he can, even if he did get a job, he can only make so much, and he had to find a way to get there. He doesn't have a ride. I was like, get a scooter, but obviously in Michigan that's not going to work.
Right.
I mean, maybe in the summer it'll be fine, but obviously when winter rolls around, that's just probably not an option. But he said that he would love to volunteer at the hospital, and I was like doing what, like open heart surgeries, or he was like, no, like I guess the greeters, and he's like, I'd love to be a greeter, and when people drop off flowers, I could take them up to their room, and I thought that would be a good one, because you get to be the messenger kind of for good news for somebody, like, hey, here's some flowers, and people were thinking about you, and they love you, and they want you to get well. Here you go. And I thought that would be good, and it's things like that we can do that will move us forward and give us, it's better than sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
And it sounds like there's a lot of that going on with this guy, and just getting out of the house and doing that, and he said something about, I think there was a meeting at the hospital there too in that city he lives in, which I thought, hey, that's cool. Make friends there, and maybe they'll give you rides at these other meetings. I'm pretty sure he can find somebody that will give him a ride from a AA meeting.
Yeah.
And he said there's smart recovery there too. And I was like, hit that up too. Might as well.
Yeah. And the other thing too is reaching out for carpooling, meaning, if the idea behind carpooling is just shared rides. If you don't have transportation and there's nothing you can do about that, either if it's for financial reasons or because you don't have a license, it doesn't hurt to ask people, like, hey, do you go to this meeting every Thursday? Where do you live or whatever, and try to set some up. Then I'll throw them a couple bucks of gas money. I've done that before, and it gives you actually accountability to make the meeting as well. And you can even go as far as take that idea and, if you find a job that, has a steady schedule and somebody happens to live, 7 minutes away from you, make it worth their time to come scoop you up and drop you off if you're working the same hours, It's worth it. It's something to think about, and it'll, makes things a lot easier for you. And once again, there's the accountability piece. That's just check. That's already, one step closer to making sure you're going to make it to where you need to be.
And have fun with it.
Yeah.
Like I go out of town for meetings every week, and it's fun. Mm-hmm. For now, until it starts snowing like crazy. Yeah. Then I'm not sure how much fun it'll be, but I'm sure it'll be all right. Another thing that he told me too, and it's something that I haven't really thought about in quite some time because I've never had to. Well, normally when I talk about going to treatment, we talk about the beginning stage, like if you're first going to treatment, what to do, how to get in, stuff like that. And then he was telling me a story about how he got into treatment this last time, and he said something to me, and it dawned on me, like, this happens all the time. This was his 10th or 11th time in treatment. Mm-hmm. I obviously, mentioned many times, been 15, treatment time. I've been in treatment 15 times. And when he called, he said the woman was like, oh, well, you were just there, a couple months ago, and what are you going to learn this time? Like,
really?
And I was like, oh my God, that's right. That's what I got too. Mm-hmm. I got the whole, oh, well, let me check they're going to list them all down for me to make sure I remember going to all of them. Like, I don't know. And it's like, I'm already feeling like the size of an ant when I call and when I need help. And then you just step me down even further. Like, oh, you just there like 2 months ago. Like, you can learn something new this time, Like,
right.
what do you think you're going to learn this time you didn't learn last time? I don't know if that's